Oh, man, we got to talk about Darth Traya and what this means for those of you who are not going to have her anytime soon.
It's a scary
And both of us are not going to have her anytime soon, so we're talking to ourselves.
Yeah. It's a pity group right now. It's a pity group at the moment.
This is a time for everyone to come, take a seat, hold hands,
Kumbaya.
cry a little bit, and Grandmaster Arnold and Cubs fan Han will be here with you to commiserate because she looks scary. Now, if you guys have not seen already, go over to Arnold's channel. We just broke down Traya on offense and what we think about her on offense, and we oohed a little bit because she definitely looks pretty good. But today we're going to talk about, or right now we're going to talk about what this means for you guys on defense. Now, special thanks. We are showing right now footage of Traya on defense. And this was provided to us from PA_Justin from the Mutiny Guild. Thank you so much, dude. And also Hadriel Jetberg from the Forsaken Ones. And they've got Oblivion 1 from Wallet Warriors, who is one of the first in the world to unlock Darth Traya. So huge shout out to those guys, all of them. And then also on Arnold's channel, we also showed some footage from Keanu from the Grand China Alliance, who also unlocked it, which was really awesome. And pretty much they sent me footage and they were like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, these are I think the 4 or 3 trays out there in the real world. So this isn't gameplay provided by us in the test account. That should come the next day or so. These are the Trayas that the people out there unlocked, and we're trying to see what they are doing. What are they doing with these brand new shiny 5-star Gear 11 Trayas that they are getting? And so far from what I'm seeing, both from an offense and defense perspective, we're in for quite a treat with theory crafting on how to counter this team and how to make Traya a monster. Because there's 2 sides we got to worry about right now. We're worrying about our side. What are we supposed to worry about when we're going up against Traya? And there's so much going on, dude.
Yeah, and I do know Oblivion in particular has really good mods. I mean, plus 110, plus 116 on a lot of these characters. So the mods are definitely on point. And so I do want to reserve my, and Arnold, I think you feel the same way. Let's reserve our final opinions until we can actually test this out, until we're actually seeing it in our live game shards. But for now, I am personally terrified. Yeah. I do not think that I'm going to be able to easily beat Darth Traya. Now, we do have footage in this video showing a couple variations of the Palp lead. Right now, you can see Palpatine with Vader, Thrawn, Nihilus, and Raid-Han. This is the one battle that, let's see, I think this one came from PA Justin, and this is the one battle where he was actually able to win. The other battles ended up being losses. And I think when we start thinking about counters from the current meta, Palpatine seems to be, I mean, so far, seems to maybe be the best route because you've got Thrawn in there, you've got Nihilus in there, and I think one of the goals we're going to have here going against Traya, just at a glance, is going to be you got to get her fractured, you got to get her annihilated.
Something, or
because if she's in that battle too long,
the
there's too many bonuses.
Yeah, the problem is that once you start letting Traya, Sion, and Nihilus just kind of hang around in battle for even like 30 seconds, they're already getting all their bonuses, the stacking health, the turn meter game, the reduction of held by hatred, the stacking offense for Traya. Things start going, and the problem with I definitely agree. I think Palp is probably going to be one of the more suitable teams that kind of deal with Traya out there, but the problem is Palpatine relies on Vader going out there really early and getting the Force Crush, and even though that Force Crush is getting your team going, it's also getting their team going because you're getting the Triumvirate ready to go with all those unique bonuses that are happening without you really even seeing it. So I think that's Palpatine's going to be the most obvious current choice, but things change in a month span, and maybe by the time you and I unlock her, there might be some counter to Traya at that point. Who knows?
Yeah, there could. Maybe Pal's going to do it. Who knows? I mean, a lot of you are working on your Pals for your Chex Mix teams, right?
Right. I don't know. I think we have to, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I basically, kind of my gut feel right now is just like what you said. I feel like there's got to be something, a character that we just haven't seen yet in the meta that could have an answer for Traya. But right now, the best answer I'm seeing for Palpatine is good RNG. Right. That seems to be what is able to get at least the teams that I've been able to see a win. I mean, you're seeing some footage of Rex here in a little bit. Rex teams really seem to struggle against it. Yeah. The Ray team seemed to struggle. The CLS team seemed to struggle.
Kind of makes me wonder. Traya kind of seems like a character that was designed to penalize the progress that Star Wars Galaxy has made in terms of how complicated kits are, how much synergy there is among enemies. Like before Commander Luke Skywalker, there wasn't really too much crazy synergy going on, except maybe like a big turn meter boost from Darth Maul at the beginning, and them just getting their own stealth bonuses. CLS, once the CLS era started, this is when like teams banded together to kick your butt. Then Jedi Training Ray came around.
Mass counters.
It seems like she's meant to kind of maybe. It's kind of like reverting us back to the days of horse and buggies. Maybe we have to think like a bit older, like teams that don't get 5 million bucks
from the old Republic.
The old Republic. I don't know, but it's like it's wanting us not to use teams that get a lot of buffs, do a lot of counterattacks. So I mean, Palpatine. One reason why they kind of survive against Traya is one, RNG, but two, they don't really counter off one another. They don't really assist. The only thing they get is offense up from Palpatine's AoE. That's it. So I don't really know. I mean, but they get offense up from Palpatine. If there's a Traya lead, yeah, they'll get a reduction of offense, but the offense up kind of mitigates the offense down that Traya is applying to them. So we gotta somehow think outside the box and find teams that don't kind of work together too much, like Rex, JTR,
and it's
CLS.
it's important to realize this is more than just Traya. Now it remains to be seen. Maybe Traya will work standalone, and maybe there's other combos she'll work in outside the triumvirate. But to me, what's so terrifying about her is not just her kit, but her combined with Scion and Nihilus, because they all have the bonuses. And we went over this in Arnold's channel. If you came over from that video, we already discussed this. But Traya and Scion and Nihilus all have these extra bonuses that synergize with each other that make them insanely difficult to get past.
Yeah.
Nihilus, I mean, just in summary, Nihilus is going to gain 10% turn meter and 30% max health stacking whenever Traya or Scion have a debuff. Scion's going to reduce held by hatred cooldowns for any crit on the other two. And Traya, anytime there's a crit hit or a debuff on the other two, she's going to gain offense stacking 12% for 2 turns. And so you just picture that. I mean, like something we mentioned in the other video, if you're going against a traditional Palpatine team, that Nightmare team, Vader's gonna lead off with his AoE, and if you get a couple crits there on the other two, you're gonna already have that start charging up at the very beginning of the battle, which is going to create issues for you very early. In fact, I noticed in one of these battles, I think it was let's see, PA Justin, I'm pretty sure it was, led off without Palpatine or without Vader's AoE for that reason, I suspect.
I think it's probably exactly that. It's an indirect penalty. It's kind of like why I use Thrawn lead against Vader. You're penalizing other teams' Vaders for starting off with a really quick Vader. This is kind of another reason why you don't want maybe Vader starters. Maybe give Thrawn the turn meter or the speed to go ahead and do his business first. Because, yeah, I mean, right at the very beginning, assuming, let's say, Vader lands debuffs on both, let's say, Scion and Traya, I mean, the base health for Darth Nihilus is about 26,000, and Nihilus will get about 60% health right there. I mean, so right there, before even mods are being considered, we're looking at maybe a starting health of like 38, 39,000 before mods, and this just keeps stacking up over time. So there's just so much going on here. And then Held by Hatred, there was a battle on offense, at least, that Scion got held by, he's able to use Held by Hatred like in 30 seconds or something. And you know how hard it is to kill that guy, man.
As soon, and something I always observe with Scion is if Held by Hatred goes up, I'm probably going to lose the battle. It's really hard to get past Held by Hatred.
Yeah.
Unless it's, I mean, maybe if it's at the very beginning, maybe you've got enough firepower, but usually by the time he gets set up, I'm down to like 2-3 characters, and
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we need to, it's one of those, we got to revert back to like the old, like powerful debuffs. Like, I think if you can somehow make Death Trooper work with Deathmark, like, I don't know. I'm like, an offense right now, only thing I can think of is doing like Palpatine, let him use, let the Hate Floor or whatever, take away health from all the other, your teammates. Imperial Probe Droid self-destructs, land a death mark on someone right away. So hopefully you get 2 characters out in like 30 seconds right there. But the defense AI it's not that smart to kind of connect the dots that fast. So it might work on offense. I think that's going to be a really quick counter, but it's not something that's viable when you're on
ultimately
defense.
I think approaching this from a defensive standpoint, and I'm going to be testing this out. Arnold's going to be testing this out. I'm going to be on a quest to find what is the secret team, what is the secret strategy to handle this effectively. Right now, I'm not sure if anything seems obvious. But the things you want to watch out for is what are you doing to those 3? Are you critting the other 3? Are you landing debuffs on them because that's going to charge them up?
Yep.
Are you able to slow Traya down? I would definitely want to fracture her early and annihilate her as soon as possible. Just because it's such a... Another thing that I notice about her is if you don't do that, in these battles where she doesn't get fractured, she doesn't get annihilated, she is not dying. She is not getting down to health. She's got that protection up, and if she has full health, then she's going to be doing a lot more damage, especially if she attacks buffed allies that you have. So it's real tricky to kill Traya if you don't just get on it right away.
Right, yeah. There was an offensive battle where it looked like the offense team was losing with Traya, then all of a sudden Traya is just carrying out the whole battle, and her protection keeps stacking because of the fact that anytime an ally suffers a debuff, which is a lot against Palpatine teams, she's going to get just so much bonus protection. So that's
nasty.
And then the problem is we want to take out those characters first, but let's say you're stuck behind a taunting Sith Trooper at the beginning of battle, man. You got to deal with that before you can fracture Traya. Man.
I really like this Traya with the Triumvirate with Sith Trooper.
Sith Trooper, I could see Marauder being well, and Sith Assassin. Imagine you want to try to outspeed him. Nope, Sith Assassin.
I don't feel like you need to have Vader and Palpatine with the Triumvirate.
No.
I think you can experiment with some other characters and find value for them.
I think they honestly, the
and here we are talking about offense again. We're just dreaming. We're just sitting over here. We're like, I want that.
Okay, you're going up against it on defense. I think honestly one of the strongest defensive trade teams might be just the full KOTOR team. Let's doing Traya, Nihilus, Scion, Sith Assassin, / Marauder, and Sith Trooper. I think it's totally viable offense and defense. It's gonna be scary. She definitely lives up to a raid reward, and if I know the Sith raid, it sucks. It's still very hard for a lot of guilds to beat. It's very time consuming, but hopefully it gets easier over time so we can start unlocking. I mean, it took me 6 months to get Kenobi or something like that.
This to me feels a lot like the heroic tank raid, where at first it was like, whoa, no, this is too much. But then it settles down a bit. It becomes a bit more, realistic, and then you start realizing, wow, General Kenobi is freaking nuts.
Yes.
I want that guy. And then it kind of lights a fire under your guild's butt to get there. I think Traya's going to do the same thing. I mean, we've obviously had our tuning issues with the raid rewards.
Right.
And we actually had a post today about that from Carrie over at CG, which was great. Sounds like they're doing some more tuning to that. So if those weren't incentivizing you, though, I think Traya is gonna do it, in my opinion. If I was just getting the Traya shards, I almost feel like the effort would be worth it because she seems to be that solid based on the first glance.
Yeah, I mean, my rewards have kind of been a little crappy lately, but it's like it doesn't bother me as much because I'm like, I just want those Traya shards.
Yeah, you're at least getting them, man.
Yeah, we've done like 3 or 4 heroic grades at this point, so it's gonna be a grind. But you're going to see a lot of videos coming out from everyone. After hopefully the next day or whenever we're allowed to start making videos on our test account, there'll be plenty of videos out there. We're going to start breaking her down offense and defense. And by the time she starts becoming really popular out there, hopefully we have a decent idea of what to expect. Because right now, it feels like Scion, when 100%. He came out, we had no idea how to deal with him. And now we kind of learn, just fracture Scion and you're okay. You just need 3 fractures. Can we get 3 fractures? Scion, Nihilus, and Traya.
This is what we need. We saw 5 BB-8s versus 5 BB-8s. So I just need 5 of Thrawn. How about 3 of Thrawn? And then we'll call it good. We'll fracture Traya, then fracture Scion, and then Nihilus, and then steamroll.
Oh my goodness, that's what we need. There we go. Easy counter right there. Just get 3 Thrawns. Just start 3 different accounts and put them all together.
Oh my gosh. My brothers, how do you feel about Darth Traya? Tell us on a scale of 1 to 10 in the comments below. Give us just comment. No comments. Just say scale of 1 to 10. How terrified are you? I'm at a 9.5. I am really scared. I'm really motivated to get her, but I hope in our testing, as we get into testing this, we're gonna be able to find some kind of reliable counter to her. But so far, I don't know about you, Arnold. I think the best counter to her is going to be good RNG.
RNG. Speed and RNG is always your best friend, and fracture.
Yep. Speed, RNG, fracture, annihilate.
Yeah.
Maybe some Imperial probe droid, but make sure you're not going to, be making mistakes like yours truly does.
Oh, live and learn, baby. Live and learn. We'll find out what's the weakness of this team. But it's gonna be she's gonna be good. Even if we find a weakness, she's still gonna be a very solid character, I think.
If you guys didn't already see the video over on AutoT101's channel, go ahead, check it out. We broke down the offense. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.
For my dead body. Sorry about the mess.